Hey, welcome to another great episode of the Real Deal podcast. I'm your host, as always, Courtney Harden. New week. Happy Tuesday, September 23rd. Can't believe it is almost the end of September, which is crazy to say. But we're here and looking forward to my next guest on the show. So I'm going to bring her on shortly. But before we get started, let's hit my music. Let's get it. All right. Once again, welcome to another great episode of the Real Deal podcast. And once again, I'm your host, Courtney Harden. Happy Tuesday. You can follow the show on all the podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, Spreaker.com, YouTube. We're on BS3 Network, BS3TVLive.com, BS3 Network Roku channel. Download the app and you can get all the shows there. And you can follow me on all the social media platforms as well, Twitter, or whatever it's called now, Twitter X, Instagram, Facebook, and I'm on Blue Sky, rarely use it, and TikTok as well. So follow me at Get the Real Deal on all those platforms. So let me bring in my guest. It's been a minute since we chatted. Looking forward to catching up with her for a little bit. So I have back on the show Jenna Duddleston. Welcome back to the show, Jenna. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me on. I was trying to think about it. How long has it been? It's been at least a year, over a year. Is it
over a year now? Probably about a year, maybe a year, a little over a year.
Somewhere like that.
Okay. Yeah, somewhere like that. Yeah. But yes, I see you've been busy. So It was just good to catch you now. And before I know you said you always been busy, but but how are you doing first and foremost? And how's everything going with you?
Everything is great. It looks like it's gonna rain right now. I'm looking out my window and it looks like it's about to downpour, so that's not really fun. But we got to have our first victory Monday, so that felt really nice this week. I'm not gonna lie. That felt really nice.
Right, for sure. And Jenna's does a lot, Chicago fan through and through. And like I said, your Bears got their first dominant win as well against the Cowboys, which it makes me excited as an Eagles fan. The Cowboys can lose every game they could. I don't care less. So I don't care who beats them and everything too. But yeah, you said victory Monday for you and your Bears. And I'm sure that was exciting to finally get that first win of the season.
Yeah, no, it was, obviously, like, I went to week one and the week one game was kind of like what the hell? Like, I swear I felt like I looked down and was talking to the person next to me and I looked up and I was like, what just happened? What did I miss? Like, I put my head down for 2 minutes. And then obviously I think, with week two and in Detroit, like Detroit obviously got really embarrassed by Green Bay in week one like, I think they kind of wanted to come out a little bit more hungry. And then you obviously have like Ben Johnson returning to Detroit. And so I think there's that other added, like, let's show him what he's missing, kind of thing. Yep. I just think Detroit was like more hungry than we were. And obviously that score was like, at one point I looked to my dad and I said, I think we could turn it off now. Like, I don't think we need to watch the rest of this game.
This pain.
I was like, Dad, I think we should turn on another game. Like, just turn on CBS. I don't know. Just change it. I don't think we need to watch this. But obviously third time's the charm. We got the W. It was a very great win. I don't know if you're aware of this lore, but the Chicago Wiener Circle, which is like a very famous kind of hot dog place in the city, they put out a tweet or like an Instagram post and basically said, if Caleb Williams gets 4 touchdowns against the Dallas Cowboys, we're giving out free hot dogs. And people have been lined up around the block since 11 a.m. getting free hot dogs. So Caleb's feeding the city, man, in more ways than one. So we got to love it.
That's funny. Yeah, that's I love it. That's why I like about you. One of the things I do like, you always have those jokes, which I really enjoy those subtle jokes and everything. But that is funny. But you're right, Caleb Williams. So let's go there with him, and the struggle still a little bit, trying to still figure out Ben Johnson's offense and everything too. What's your take on Caleb Williams? I mean, do you like him as your quarterback? Are you on board? Because he gets it from each way. Like some people like him, some don't. Some
Yeah.
people say let's get rid of him already. I'm like, wow, let's pump the brakes. It's only been a year and some change. So, but he has these performances like this where it's like, oh, this is why he was the number one pick. But what's
Yeah.
your take on Caleb Williamson at this point?
At this point, I think we have to remember that we have a year 2 quarterback with a
Yep.
year 1 head coach and a new offense. And to be honest,
Mhm.
I don't really think that he was coached well in his first year. So I kind
Mhm.
of feel like this is his first year in a lot of ways.
Right.
And because of that, like obviously I think he understands the schedule and the rhythm in the system, which like is a big transition, I think, for a lot of these guys. But I think we have to remember that like good things come fast, great things take time, and like it's okay if this is going to take some time. And because this is going to take some time, I'm okay with being patient. I'm okay with it moving at the pace that it needs to move at. And
Yeah.
I think we see some really good moments from him. I think there are still times when we're like, ugh, why'd you do that? But again, like he's learning. Um, I also think that like, what I really like about Ben Johnson so far is like if you ever watch him on the sidelines, he's very stoic. Like,
Mhm.
and I love this about him. He's so unimpressed by everything. It's
Yeah.
great. It is so great. And I think that because of that, the guys around each other have to hype themselves up because he's not going to do it. Like
Right.
he does it behind closed doors, but he's not going to do it for everyone to see.
Mm.
And I don't know. I still think we just need to give Caleb time. Like, and I know that no one wants to hear that because we all want it to happen right now. And the reality of the situation is like we are still in one of the toughest divisions in the league.
Yeah.
And we still have to play Detroit again. We have to play Minnesota again. We have to play Green Bay twice. And it is going to be a long season. And it's okay. Like, I think if any Bears fan thinks that we're going to the Super Bowl this year, they're on something and we need to get them checked.
Yeah, damn
But
checkers, like get them checked for real.
yeah, but I think this is going to be a year of like, figuring out what the system is and just really kind of buying into this Ben Johnson era that we're in right now. And I think we could see too like it takes time to gain your confidence and your swagger, when you're playing ball, like
Yep.
and you can play, but it's making sure that when you're out on the field and you're communicating with your guys that like everything is hitting exactly the way it does. And I talked to a customer about this in the bar with, quarterback and like wide receiver timing is very similar to being a setter in volleyball and timings with your middles. So like if you ever watch volleyball, like I love the game of volleyball, obviously.
I do too.
It's a great game.
Great game to play. Yep.
The middle, when you have that middle setter connection, it is damn near impossible to stop as a defender because there is like this like synchronicity between the two, and you just know exactly the type of ball to put up for your girl.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of timing and a lot of reps and repetition and learning. And it doesn't happen overnight. And so I think we saw it a little bit this week where like the timing was like, it was getting better with him in Rome, but then there would be times where like either Rome was off or Caleb was off. And like, again, that timing takes time. There's a reason why, like you look at some of the greatest, like quarterback receiver or even like tight end combos and like, the NFL, like it's because those guys can communicate without communicating to each other. They know exactly the timing and the rhythm that the other person speaks. So I think we're right now in a time where we just need them to figure that out, and no one wants to hear this. It doesn't happen overnight. It just takes time.
It does take time. You're right. Absolutely. It takes time and could take a couple of years, and hopefully they give them that chance to develop that rhythm, develop that
Mhm.
togetherness. And like you said, I would assume, like, as you as a Bears fan would just think, you just want to see improvement throughout the year. And
Yeah.
you said you're in it. Like I said, yeah, the real loaded and tough division with Detroit, with the Packers, and with the Vikings as well. So it's you said it's not going to be overnight, and you said this
Mm-mm.
could be a stepping stone for the Bears to continue to improve. And hopefully, said Caleb, if he gets time, he has time with his offensive line. They block, he can, pick teams apart, and he just showed it with Dallas. Even big plays, they have the
Yeah.
talent on that side of the ball. So it's just all about, you said, timing and rhythm, and being able to put it all together. So hopefully, throughout the year, throughout the season, they can develop some more chemistry and just more improvement. See what happens.
100%. And like the fact that he even has time now to look
Yeah.
downfield,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I don't think people realized, unless you were a Bears fan. I I I I I don't know the stat off the top of my head, but I thought he had like the most sacks last year.
I think
Like it
so.
was I think he
Mhm.
had the most sacks last year.
Insane
And
high number. Yeah.
insane. And so again, that's just one of those things that like you're setting him up to fail. You're setting him up to get
Right.
hurt, and you're
Yep.
not giving him the opportunity to develop and grow into the person that he can be, right? And so the fact that like we've seen it from the Bears front office now of like they did the work this offseason. Like they
Yeah.
went and got the hottest guy on the market. They fired a coach midseason. It's never been done in the history of the Bears organization.
Yeah.
We got a line. We got a damn line. We have, like, I've never been more excited to have some big boys in the city in my entire life than I do with that line for Caleb, because
Yeah.
we've never historically, like, the Bears just really haven't had one. Like, I look back at, like, especially like Jay Cutler, like, I think, like, for the lore of Jay Cutler, there's this, like, love hate relationship that some Chicagoans have with Jay. But I
Mm.
look back now and I'm like, God, I don't think we realize how good he was for like the fact that he had nothing. That
Yeah.
man had
It's
nothing
nothing.
around
Yeah.
him. He had like, I think it was was it six head coaches and four offensive coordinators in like
Something
7
crazy
years?
like that.
Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fact that he was able to do anything,
Yep.
like, I just want to look back and be like, Jay, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry for how mean
All
we
the
were to
comments and
you.
stuff. Right.
Just
Right.
like, I'm really sorry for how mean we were. But again, I think the Bears front office, they're starting to realize, like, yes, you have this generational talent. It does not matter if he's a generational talent if you do not put the pieces that are going to
Around.
surround him, you know? And so
Yeah.
we're seeing it. I am very cautiously optimistic because
Mm.
I obviously, like, I'm someone who believes in actions. I don't believe in words. And so the Bears got me because I'm seeing a lot of action. I'm seeing the moves being made, you know, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of Bears fans feel that way, but there is still this part of me that's like, we need to see how it flourishes moving forward.
Yeah. Still a long season, like I says. We're heading into
Exactly.
week 4. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's good to, like I said, hey, you take the wins and you're excited, especially you said haven't had many winning
I
seasons
haven't.
lately. So you're
No,
taking it as you can. You take it how you
you
can.
gotta you gotta take it where you can, Court.
You
It's
take
so
it,
bad
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. Hey, I know when the Eagles had bad seasons, you're thinking, oh my goodness, is it ever gonna end? Like you just knew, like, oh, this season's a wash, 4 wins
Yeah.
total. So yeah, I get it for sure. Definitely get it for sure. All right, I want to move on to you being on TMZ Live. I mean,
Yeah.
congratulations on this for
Thank you
sure.
so much.
Yeah, contributor for them and everything. And every time I see a pop up, you're like, "Yep, oh my goodness, I'm on TMZ again," and everything too. Talk about that, how that came about, and what you enjoy the most. Just being able to break news, pop culture, and all those things with TMZ.
Yeah. So um I'll tell you this, it's kind of it I actually was talking to a friend about it today because I haven't talked to her in a while, and she was congratulating me on it. And I was like, I still have
Yeah,
a pinch me moment with it because
yeah,
I don't want to say it doesn't seem real, but I'm like, wow, it's crazy to think that like that's part of my resume now. But I got a DM back in May, and it was like right when my like rugby video had kind of blown up, or right before my rugby video had blown up. And I laughed. I was like, that's hilarious. This is like, who's punking me? So
Right.
I called a friend. I called Annie Agar, because I'm like, she's the only one who I could think that could maybe know if this is. So I called her. I'm like, has this ever happened to you? Like, is this legit? Like, I feel like someone's punking me. Like, where are the cameras? And
Mhm.
she's like, well, did you click the profile like in the DM? Like, is it actually TMZ? And I was like, hold on, let me check. So we're on the phone, and I was like, yeah, it's TMZ with like 69.9 million TikTok followers. And she's like,
Mm.
okay, so you're doing this. Like, you don't have a choice. I'm making you do this. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. And obviously, like that first time, like I had no idea really what to
Right.
expect. And I was so nervous. Like, I was so nervous because you have one take, you get one take only. It's 10 to 30 seconds. And they basically say into your ear, like, go, go, go. And on the
Mhm.
third go, you say your name, the city you're in, and what you want to say. And I
Wow.
just, I blacked out. I completely blacked out.
I would have too.
And what's funny about me blacking out was the story that I originally had. They changed it 7 minutes before I was supposed to go on.
Oh, jeez.
So, it was, my original story was about Sydney Sweeney selling her bathwater soap, which like that's another story for another time. Um, but they were like, you want to talk about Cardi B and Offset's divorce? And I'm like, I know Cardi B. I don't know like the Cardi B Offset lore. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I can do it. And then I like had to like, you have that like the positive voice and then the negative voice, like you're like
Mhm.
on a seesaw with, and then like
Yep.
the negative voice was like, I don't know what I'm doing, I can't know, I'm never gonna do. And then the positive voice like smacked me across the face and was like, Jenna, you get literally one shot and one shot only. You are not gonna F this up. Like, figure it out right now. Like, you are doing this. And
Yes.
so I just prayed. I was like, okay, God, like, tell me what to say. Like, what do I say? And I said I wrote it out. So basically, you like type what you're going to say, and they'll give you the green light of like, that's great, go. And so I went and I made my comment. And then they were like, okay, thanks, bye. And then and then it just closed. And I was like,
Close it out.
I nervous, went to the
Yeah.
bathroom 3 times before, like, for that, like,
Yeah.
so I couldn't even watch it live. Like, my parents actually watched it and then sent it to me because they were like, "You did great." And I was like, "I can't even look at it." But, kind of just like repetitions and, going
Mhm.
back to, the consistency thing. I think the more you do it, the better you get. And I must have done something right because they keep asking me to come back on. So,
Yeah.
we just filmed my last one, and that was and it's, I love pop culture. Like, I've been a pop culture girly my whole life. And
Mm.
anytime I can find the like sports pop culture moment, I really love to do that. And I think that's kind of where my like online presence has grown really well. Um, but yeah, it's been great. And, we're just kind of riding the wave of this and seeing where it takes me. And I'm like, Lord, you take the wheel and you just tell me where I'm going. So I'm very
That's where to
happy with all
going.
of it.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Well, congratulations again. When I think I saw the first one,
Mhm.
um, and or at least you had shared it or whatever. I was like, oh, Jenna's on TMZ. Oh, this is dope. I like this. I like just seeing the people I've had on the show or connected with.
Mhm.
We got to know each other a little bit just from our first episode that we did together. I'm like, yes, I love seeing that. So yeah, I really enjoy it. And now, like I said, you're contributing to them even more and more. Just like I said, it's helping it's helping your resume, it's helping your brand,
Yeah.
your following and everything too. That's dope. So congratulations for that for sure.
Thank you. Yeah. And even just I think the variety of topics that I've been able to talk about,
Yeah.
like some have been a little bit more lighthearted, some have been very serious, where we're talking
Mm,
about like celebrities overdosing, which is
mm,
obviously like not a laughing matter.
right.
Um, some instances you can use humor. And so I think being able to really work on that muscle and figure out what my voice sounds like in different topics has, I think, helped me in a lot of ways too. So I think that part has been really great for like my personal growth as well.
I love it. Yeah. So yeah, continue success with that. That was incredible and everything too.
Thank
So I
you.
know we got a few minutes, so we
Mhm.
got to do another show where we get
Yes,
that full
we
hour
will,
or
and I'll
whatever.
make
We
sure and
will.
I'll make sure that I have the time correct,
Right, and
Eastern time, not
that's
Central
fine.
time.
That's fine. No, we're not. I'll put like you said, if let's whatever it is, Central or Eastern
Mhm.
time. I'll do that too as well. But gotta talk about your new gig. I guess
Mhm.
new gig with Casey Stanahar. I know it's one of your
Yeah,
good friends, a good friend
yeah.
of mine too. Been on the show many times as well. So DePaul Athletics, the Blue Demon Room. Talk about how that came all about and like you said, you get to do a show, a podcast with one of your
Mhm.
good friends as well.
Yeah, Casey and I have been friends now for I'm trying to think, probably like pandemic, like right after the pandemic
Mm,
happened. And she was just one of those people that I think her and I met and we just clicked right away. And you meet
yeah.
those people and it just makes sense. And like so grateful to have Casey in my life. Casey has been a regular now at my family Thanksgivings now for 2 years in a
Mm,
row. So
yeah.
we love that. But Casey obviously did the Blue Demon Room last year and the people who kind of run it from the athletic side were like, we really want you to have a co-host, like a lot of podcasts have, someone when you can banter with, and they were like, we really
Yeah.
want there to be more banter. We want to kind of see how we can improve the show. And so she was trying to figure out who to do it with. And then she reached out to me and she's like, hey, I don't know why I didn't think about you first. Like, but you're perfect in so many ways. Like, you're a former college athlete. You went to DePaul.
Yeah.
Um, she's like, you're very different from me in a lot of ways. And I think what's great about that is like, we do a really great job of being like a yin and yang
Mm,
because I can bring a lot of like lightheartedness and Casey can bring a little bit more like stoicism, I think. So, but we do a good job of, I think, balancing each other out. And so when she asked me, I was like, yeah, I'd love to. And I think it's been awesome that I get to go back to, where I kind of like really honed in on my craft of media and journalism. And, like I'm a proud Blue Demon. So like
yeah.
I am so grateful to be back in the building and the student staff that we have that like puts it all together. Cause like the student staff, honestly, like I just want to give them a shout out. They are incredible. And just do a like they make my job so easy and I am so like eternally grateful for them and everyone's really hungry to learn and to grow and to get better. And what's been great about us doing this podcast is like we are now on the podcast is on Marquee once a week, so like it's
Mm,
amazing that we get to kind of tell the stories of some of the DePaul students. We are going to have on some former alumni. We just filmed 2 episodes about a week and a half ago. And they were incredible. Like to just to hear from like, and I think what I love about DePaul too, sorry, I'm like kind of going off on a tangent.
no,
Um,
that's fine.
they, DePaul is so diverse in their student body. And just to see all of the different men and women and the different walks of life that we have on campus and like who represent the university, I think that's been like such an honor to be able to like meet some of the students and the staff and see the like makeup of what makes DePaul. So it's been so great. And to do it with like a really good friend of mine, like I never thought I'd be able to like do a podcast with a friend, truthfully.
Yeah.
So we've had so much fun doing it. And we got some more stuff kind of down the pipeline that we're gonna work on. And our goal with the show is like we want it to get better each week and we want to improve the storytelling that we do and the pre-production, the post-production, like everything. So it's been a joy and I absolutely love that I get to be back at my alma mater. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I remember when Casey she announced it and said, "Hey, I got a co-host now," and he said, "You're back at DePaul," and it was almost like you said, almost like, "Oh my goodness, this is like the almost like the perfect way to just to get back, just to get
Yeah.
get back into it." And but the chemistry you guys have, I watched the first 2 episodes, and because I remember when Casey, she was on my show and was talking about she was getting ready to do a podcast last year
Hmm.
and she was saying that she's I can't say too much about it, but I'm doing this with DePaul Athletics and the Blue Demon Room. So, and that was, I think it was like every other week. So like you said, now it's
Mhm.
weekly. That's a blessing in itself. Just to have more, you could have more episodes now to do each week and record and everything too. So I think that's very cool that you guys are doing this together.
Thank you. Yeah. And it is still bi-weekly.
Oh,
So
bi-week. It's still
just
bi-week. Okay.
it is still bi-weekly. We're just trying to when, obviously because we are working with student athletes, not only do we have their
Yeah.
athletic schedule, we have their school schedule. So the trying to work on scheduling, like sometimes you got to batch episodes, which like is also a different muscle to flex when you're filming because you can't talk current. You have to talk in a little bit of a different tone when you do things a little bit more evergreen. Um,
Yeah.
but no, I seriously can't wait for the like next two episodes that we have to come out and for you guys to like hear because the stories of these students are just amazing. They're absolutely incredible.
Yeah, you guys have, like I said, you have students, you have student athletes, you have coaches. I've seen a lot of different, alumni, a lot of different variety of people that has come onto the show. And I'm sure you guys got, like I said, a lot of other guests getting ready to come up as well. So I look forward to that as well. So, but Jenna, thanks again for doing this. I can't thank you enough I'm so glad we got to catch up a little bit and everything. I know we'll have more time the next times for sure, and I'll definitely reach out to you within the next month or so we can redo this again. But let everyone know what you got coming up, what you can announce, and where they can
Yeah.
follow you on social media as well. Follow your journey.
Yeah, you can follow me at Jenna C. Duddleston. Instagram and TikTok are kind of my main bread and butter. I fell off on Twitter when it became what it became. It's just sad. Twitter used
It
to be so
is.
much fun. It's
Oh,
just not
used to be.
anymore. It
Nope.
used to be it used to be the place. It is not the
Yeah, it
place
was.
anymore.
Yeah.
Um, and I can't say I'll say this. I've been doing this new segment at the moment where I brought my drink of the week segment back with Bar Talk, and
Yeah.
we're
Yes.
doing drinks based off of who the Chicago Bears are playing. So
Ooh, okay.
I'm working on what I want to make for my with the Raiders. Trying to figure out if I
Ooh,
want to make it based more Oakland style or more Vegas style. I'm
okay.
trying to figure out, like
Figure
if
that
there's a
out.
way to
Yeah.
combine them,
Mix it.
but
I would say blend
mix
it in. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
blend it. But yeah, so we got 3 drinks out right now and they're just, a little tailgating drinks. Some are a little bit fancier than others. But I got that and then we do have some things down the pipeline and kind of like Casey, I can't say too much, but you will know before you know. Let's put it that way.
You know before you know, and maybe maybe we can do something because I know Eagles and Bears play on Black Friday, so
Oh
here in
yeah.
Philly. So yeah, maybe I'll get you on before I know it's
Hmm.
Thanksgiving, Black Friday.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go that week. I'll have you on and we'll chat a little bit in the next couple of months. Chat about do a preview. So we'll see where both teams are during that time. But yeah, it's Black. That's a Black Friday
Dude,
game.
dude, your Eagles look really good right now.
Thanks.
Your
Yeah,
Eagles look really
they
good. And
finally opened up the offense, finally,
yeah.
so but
Yeah, I love the Eagles. I always said I feel like the Eagles are my second team because Philly and Chicagoans we're very similar. We're very
mhm,
similar. We're cut from the
very,
same cloth.
very, yes, I agree 100% with that, and, yeah, but, yeah, yeah, we'll plan for the week or the week before, the Eagles and the Bears play here
Love
in
that.
Philly, so, all right, well, Jenna, thanks again, I really appreciate you, and, best of luck, many blessings, what you got coming up, and I'll always be looking out and seeing, everything you got coming up, so everybody like, subscribe, all those things, share, watch all those things that Jenna has coming up as well. So again, I really appreciate you and thanks a lot for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, you enjoy and enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good.
All righty.